Hi everyone, for my last course share review, I'm going to be looking at an AI-powered speaking immersion language learning app called Jumpspeak. It is available on mobile devices only, but there is kind of a landing page where you can get an overview of the product. It's available to try free for 100 days. They are offering a really big sale right now, so I went ahead and secured the option to purchase the program if I like it after 100 days. There's conversational instruction available, or at least AI chatbot instruction available for 17 different languages, and you do get access to all 17 languages with one membership. Here are a few reviews of students who have used it and really liked the app. There are a number of engaging videos used throughout the app. They look similar to this. Here are a few of the conversation topics that you can select. And again, they're kind of touting the speaking and immersion aspect of the product. You get real-time feedback from your AI bot any time of day, anytime you're accessing the app. And then here's a general comparison of, what their features are, what they're highlighting. Really, again, those quick micro-learnings, pronunciation and speech feedback, AI tutoring feedback. You do have the option to purchase unlimited text tutoring for an additional fee, and you can get full tutoring at an additional fee. So that's a basic overview of the app. Once you get into the app, you'll notice that you can practice at the different language levels, the suffer levels, all the way up to C1. They do have approximately 80 to 100 lessons for each of the levels, so that's pretty comprehensive. For the full program instruction, you've got English and the major European languages. They also offer AI tutoring for those languages and AI tutoring for 12 additional languages. I wanted to share that I chose this app particularly because I tried language learning through immersion. I moved to Guatemala after my undergrad degree and I did not know Spanish. I learned about immersion language learning from English immersion for the ESL kids that are here in the US, and I just wanted to give it a try in Spanish, so that's why I find this app particularly interesting. But when you go into a full program, you'll notice they have levels of instruction, listening, writing, speaking, and conversation. I did choose to go through my L2. I just find it a little more interesting, but I am going through with the eye on grammar as a teacher because as an immersion language learner, I found that it took me a really long time to learn the grammar lessons. So here they give you a little bit of an introduction about what you're going to be learning. So you're looking for the adverb anyways, so, and the verb to hire. And it's kind of funny too, this in the app is a video, so you can see these poor girls kind of hurting after a night of heavy partying for their graduation. And here in the lesson itself, I have it set for automatic English translation. This girl will say a sentence in Spanish, and then you have to choose the correct sentence. And so the lesson here is singular versus plural. You choose singular for the correct answer. The lesson in this one is first person for the verb form to be versus third person. Punctuation and correct word choice. And I wanted to share this one because this was a new vocabulary word for me. So I picked up the word for seating capacity. So that was a bonus. And then here is the adverb anyways. She's sharing that even though there's limited seating, you still have to come anyways. And when you're finished with the lesson, you are scored. And then there's a screen that sort of gamifies the lesson. This is animated and you rate your experience before you can move on. Each of the lessons are in the same scene, so you're getting the exact same lesson. But for the writing portion, you fill in the missing words. You do have a highlight of red if you make a mistake. Sequencing the words, again, red highlight for mistakes with the opportunity to correct. And in the speaking lesson, you basically say the words and they highlight as you say them. It was a little hard for me to tell what was happening here. I did have to say each sentence pretty much 3 times to get it to advance. And I did in the settings have it enabled for enhanced speech recognition, but it didn't do a very good job. And just notice here too, though, you can change the speed of the speech. For the conversation, it's pretty much the same as the speaking lesson, but they have the conversation threaded. And the difference for the hard speaking is really just you do not have the English translation. I wanted to check the C1 level just to see how the degree of difficulty advanced. Notice in this question, you have to select from 3 different verb forms, so it does get a little more difficult. Here they highlight reflexive pronouns. They offer, I think, 4 different ways to say that Andrea was making dinner. So I did find the advancement to be appropriate for the C1 level. I really wanted to give the immersion idea a true test, so I tried Italian, a language that I don't know at all. So going into the listening lesson, I had a hard time differentiating between T and D. I chose T and I guessed correctly. Here, I could hear it pretty well, and I was able to identify the second person for the verb form to be. I'm guessing that's third person. I got this completely wrong. I couldn't hear it very well. So I went to the FAQs of the Jumpspeak, and I noticed that they say here, we do recommend that you know at least a bare minimum to see better results. But they are saying that even if you're just a completely brand new speaker, you will benefit from the Jumpspeak app. I, of course, wanted to try the AI tutor, and I tried it in both Spanish and Italian, but I got some great feedback in Italian, so I wanted to show that. Subtopics here, I chose coffee shops. And I just went through. Notice I found a JavaScript error, so there are some glitches still in the app. Again, it was not picking up on what I was saying very well, but I did have the opportunity to make a correction in writing, so you can see that here. And then I went just straightforward for the summary feedback. I got some really good feedback. I was actually really impressed, telling me a lot about how I fit in with the grammar of Italian, what are some different options I can use that are a little more natural, just kind of giving me, I found a lot of really good feedback on Grammarly. Here is a very, very specific breakdown of the words, how they're used. I was actually really impressed with the feedback that I got. And so then I took it even to the next level, and I wanted to try the AI bot in a language that I had no idea like how to say, or it would be really hard for me to form the words. And so I went through and, listened really hard. I played it multiple times and I tried very hard. And as you can see, I had many, many mistakes there. Even the feedback was just too hard for me to understand. So that was really interesting. So overall, I think the Jumpspeak is a good app. I feel like it's probably best suited for language learners that are at a level A2 or above. I think that as a very beginner, immersion language is a little bit more difficult, and from my experiences, my recommendation would be to either pair this app with a grammar app or classroom instruction or maybe even a grammar book. But I did learn a lot myself just going through this, and I'm excited to keep using the app. I have wanted to learn Italian, so I'm going to see how far I can get, just with the AI feedback and, maybe doing some learning kind of on the side, teaching myself a little bit of grammar lessons. But I don't know, it just puts me back to my original thoughts that you need that formal instruction. And I know that's a controversial topic, so I'm curious maybe to hear what my classmates have to say from their experiences teaching a second language or being second language learners themselves. But overall, I give it a thumbs up, and I think it was a good experience. Thanks.